Kosher Wine Podcast with Dr. Kenny Friedman and Rabbi Yisroel Bernath.
Recording. There we go.
Yeah,
Look at
got
that.
it. Amazing.
So,
Thank you for having me in Montreal. It's years I've been wanting to come here, you know. Got an aunt here. I haven't seen in a long time, so I've been always wanting to come and see you and see the community. But you made it happen.
we are honored to have you. So, welcome to the Kosher Wine Podcast. I'm sorry that Kenny can't be here because Kenny is,
Well, I'll see him tomorrow in New York.
God willing.
Yes.
And so, just to kind of set the stage here. Oh, look at that. Nice café au lait.
Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup.
Enjoy it. So it's just to set the stage here. We are now at Noam Restaurant in Montreal, and we are just about an hour before a beautiful event that we have. We're going to present your wine to the Montreal community, and we have a nice menu,
Very nice.
nice pairings.
Yes.
We had a local chef, Inan Cohen, do these pairings, and we spent time together, we tasted the wines, spoke about it. It wasn't just, the way we do it, try to create a little culture for people, so that way we can present the wine in the most beautiful way possible. And so we do a bunch of these events throughout the year, and we're honored that you came.
I'm very happy to be here.
And what I want to start from the beginning, because I think that there's a couple things that make you unique that a lot of people don't know about. If you go to look at kosher wine, you'll find that there are tons and tons of kosher wines from Italy.
100%.
I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah.
We have kosher Barolos, we have Amarons, we have some of the finest Italian wines that are coming now onto the kosher market. But what's unique about you is that there are actually, and people don't know this, I think, that there are only two wineries in all of Italy that are exclusively kosher.
Correct. That's correct. Yes. So that's part of the idea when we started the project with my wife. This was in 2014, so 11 years now.
Wow.
Was to make a fully kosher winery and really have a hands-on relationship with the production. They shouldn't be just another, piece of kosher production in Italy. That there should be the boutique aspect to it, the handmade, the artisanal aspect to it. That was very close to my heart. The whole process and the control over everything. So that's how really the idea started, was to say, we've got guys making boutique wineries in California, in Israel, and in Europe. Nobody's doing it. It's crazy.
Right.
So that was kind of the starting point.
So people can actually come and
Correct.
and interact.
Yeah. So we started in a little garage, smaller than this, much smaller than this room, and then now we've built it up, and we have a full setup. We have a tasting room. People can come. I explain them the winemaking process. We try a few wines together, and then we have the restaurant. We have a restaurant that's open throughout the summertime. We have a few kitchens. So we do lunch is dairy and dinner is meaty, and we do everything very much from scratch. We make pasta from scratch. We make cheese ourselves.
Right.
I will get milk from shepherds, 4 in the morning, Chalav Israel.
Wow.
And then we make the cheese. My wife makes the cheese. We have an aging room. We age different kinds of sheep milk cheeses, all raw milk. Very cool. Very small production. So we just make it there. We make blue cheese. We make brie. We make all kinds.
And what month do you open?
June, July, August.
June, July, August.
So we make ricotta, and then we do cheeses. We make desserts. We make starters. We make all kinds of stuff.
Okay, my mouth is watering.
Yeah, it's cool. It's really cool. I mean, it's really one of a kind. That's what we have the boutique aspect. Like, you're coming to Tuscany, you want experience. That's what the goyim come to experience. And I'm like, why can't the Jews also experience that? And so, I wanted to build something that where I would have liked to go if I was a vacationer in Tuscany.
Right.
And I want to drink those wines from Tuscany. I'm interested in trying the flavors of this part of the world.
Wow.
So we do cured meats. We do all kind of stuff also for the meaty, dishes. So it's really authentic flavors, And with the wines, we try and do the same kind of approach. So I source grapes around Tuscany. I buy grapes from different guys. I've been working now already almost close to 10 years, some of them, and we make a variety of wines. So
So I'm amazed by this. I mean, first of all, you don't sound Italian.
I wish I did. I would dress better. I would sound better. I know. But,
So how does I mean? It's
So I grew up in France,
Okay.
in a small town near Paris. With my wife Lara, who was not able to come tonight, she's back home with the kids. She grew up in Tuscany, in this very, very small village, about 400 or 500 people in this village, and her parents or grandparents were all were from farming families, and we met in London. And when I wasn't religious, she wasn't very Jewish, and then I became religious on my end, and then she converted, and then we met back again in Jerusalem, in Hashamayim, Simchas
Wow.
Torah, in the street.
What year was
I
this?
became from she. It was 2012. It was in 2012.
Wow.
So it was I was religious now, and she was Jewish, and I was like such a. So I think we got engaged after 2 weeks. I think this is meant to be.
Yeah.
And we got married, and I did a winemaking degree in France. And we're living in a town called Strasbourg, in the east of France, Alsace. And that's where I learned to make wine. And that's where we still have our home, meaning that's where my kids go to school. We go back and forth. When I'm not open in Italy, I'm in France. There I try and learn in the local Beis HaMidrash from a Rav. When I'm not traveling around, I'm not making wine. That's where
That was your dream.
Originally I wanted to make my wine a few months a year and learn the rest of the year, because I was in Kollel also. I wanted to go back and learn, but you need to make a living. I thought wine is seasonal, so I thought I'll make my wine and I'll go back and learn. So the first few years I was really doing 4 months, 8 months, and then as years go on, now I'm more 8 months traveling and making wine in the restaurant, and then 3-4 months in France, but it's still not bad.
Yeah.
Still get something. I'm happy to learn with my
Man,
Rav and my
man
Chibura.
plans and God laughs.
Yeah, but I guess the kavana is still there. When you get to sit down a full week, learn with your group of guys. It's a really special.
And you have that opportunity.
Yeah, next week.
That's
I'm
it.
back. I've been traveling a month. Next week I'm back home. I'm learning. Baruch Hashem.
Wow.
Of course, I'm always on the phone and on the emails, but I get my time learning with my guys and with my Rav. So we're still based really in Strasbourg. There's a beautiful Jewish community there. And then comes April, May, after Pesach, I go to Italy. So we have a Pesach program I'm doing in Sicily.
Oh wow.
And then after Pesach program in Sicily, we're going to Tuscany to open
To open. But you also, I'm assuming, you have to interact with the barrels, and you're still going back and forth to
so I was
Tuscany.
there last week. I was in Tuscany last week. We bottled the brand new rosé and white vintages. And I've got a guy working for me, a Shomer Shabbos guy who also learned winemaking in France, from Marseille. Beautiful, amazing guy. So he does a lot of the traveling to Italy if I can't go, or we go together. That's really made his own label now in my winery for his own thing. So I was very excited to help him with
That's
that.
nice. What's his name?
His name is Shlomo Ohana.
Ohana. And what's his label?
What did he call it? He called it. He made two. He made a red and a rosé. The red is called Genesis, and the rosé is called Vento Rosa, which means pink wind.
Yeah.
It's very good wines with Syrah. So I'm trying to help him also start his own little. Look, I see in California some of the younger guys are doing with the bigger wineries, and I thought, let's give him that opportunity.
You do a custom crush in your place.
He bought the grapes, he chose the grapes, he made it, I've helped him along, tried it together. It's exciting to see a guy who's starting out kind of where I was starting out, a few years ago, and I'm able to give him a hand.
Yeah.
It's
the shimush, he can apprentice with you.
He can learn, and I'm able to give him a hand starting his own thing. I think it's for me, means a lot.
I mean, I think that in many ways the kosher wine industry is just getting started.
Yes.
And that it just happens to be that we all found ourselves in the precipice, but it's really the beginning of the next phase, the next generation. I mean, there's people who have been in it for years, but I think there's a huge consumer, and I think you'll notice that tonight. There's so many people that are just getting started and really interested, and their palates are developing, and they want good wine.
I see it from the consumer side, that people are hungry or thirsty for more and more. But I see it from the production side. a lot more Jews are involved in the production. But they used to be just negociants, buying and selling and organizing, and now they're actually, a lot of them are getting their hands dirty and they're actually producing and opening wineries or doing different projects.
Yeah.
This amazing project in Bordeaux. Some Frum guys also started a winery over there. So excited.
I heard about it. Have you seen it?
Nope, not yet.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to go.
Yeah.
I want to see what is. He wants to also do something similar to what I'm doing. The little tasting room, and that I think also helps the consumers because they want to discover, they want to travel, they want to experience.
I mean, right now, if you want to go to Bordeaux, and there's so many kosher wines in Bordeaux, we don't have the access like we have in Tuscany to you.
Exactly. It's very, very hard. So hopefully that guy's gonna allow us to experience that. But
So
from my end in Tuscany, I think a lot more people are coming, and I really see that helps me build my sales in America and Canada because people go back and can find the wine locally.
yeah, I think a lot of people don't know about your wine. Cantina Giuliano, how did it come about? What's this name?
So Cantina means winery. That was the easy part of the name. Giuliano was my wife's grandfather. So the garage I started to make wine in was originally a stable that belonged to her grandfather that he bought from his old bosses because he was like a farmer working for landowners. In Tuscany it was like this: you had the farmer and would give half of his crop to the landowner. So he was 18, 19 working for these guys. Eventually these guys sold him part of the land and he bought this little stable. And we started making wine in the grandfather's stable, and my wife never met him because he died very young. And I thought, for me, it was about bridging the Jewish side and the Tuscan side. Also, I wanted to give kavod to my in-laws that are not Jewish. And I want to say, we are interested in showcasing your heritage. We want the Jewish heritage. We want to do everything kosher, and it's a fully kosher. There's no non-Jews working there. Everything's mehadri. We really work on that. But we want to showcase your culture. We want our people, the Jewish people, to be able to experience your culture.
It's amazing.
So I wanted to give them that respect and say, you know what, like I'm bringing my side, but I need your side. So that's how the name came about. And I was young, could I find something more easy to pronounce or whatever? I don't know, but for me it still means something that, my
I love
father-in-law
that.
respects it, and he feels the respect, he feels the kavod that I'm trying to give him. And
I think it's beautiful that you're trying to build up, who your wife comes from, and then, I mean, there's also a beautiful Jewish heritage in Tuscany.
100%, absolutely. So we're actually very close to Livorno, about 40 minutes. Livorno was a massive center of Sephardic learning up in the 1800s. You had, the Orach Chaim, which everybody knows was a Rav there. The Rav Achida was buried there. A lot of the Nusach that we use still in the Sephardi Sidurim is from this Nusach Livorno. If you look on the first page, usually it says Nusach Livorno. People would go over there, Chacham would go there and print their Sidurim there. So we're very close to Livorno. That's where I go for the Chagim. The Chagim are during the harvest.
Right.
So I finish what I'm doing, run to Livorno, take a shower, go to shul, and then Motzei Yom Tov, you're back in the winery because that's really when the magic happens. And then of course we have Florence, an amazing shul.
How far is Florence from you?
It's an hour and something. Happen to be that I like the Livorno community. It's a bit more traditional Sephardic. I don't know. I feel more at home.
Yeah.
It's very sweet, and it's unfortunately losing momentum. But there's so much heritage, even in Pisa. Pisa is 40 minutes from me. By the Leaning Tower of Pisa, you've got a Jewish cemetery.
Right
there. You actually go and visit, you have the Jewish cemetery there. It's crazy.
Wow.
And you had, the Ibn Ezra was in Tuscany, wrote books when he was in Tuscany,
Right.
which is, a tourist told me that. It was back when the rest were like, the Ibn Ezra was here.
But you don't see any remnants of the Jewish community there where you are.
From where I am, no. The only thing there is a waterfall not far, which is called the Waterfall of the Jew.
There's always like that one ode, right?
I don't know why. The local river is called the Torah.
Wow.
Which I find is very cool. The river is called the Torah. I don't know. Always kind of there's something like.
You should have a wine that's.
Yeah. What a weird thing that the river should be called the Torah, right?
It's amazing.
There. I know. It's how those things come about.
You should have the Torah River wine.
The Torah River wine. Yeah, Emek HaTorah. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy. So you have these little things, but why is the waterfall of the jewel by the village there? I don't know. But they'll tell you in the village that during the war, Livorno was a big port of the Italians. They were being bombarded by the Americans, and you had the Jews were persecuted, so a lot of them hid in the countryside. So a lot of them ended up hiding in the villages around where my winery is. So you have a lot of the old people, the grandparents' age, who there was Jews over there and Jews over there, and they were hiding over here until the war ended, whatever. You have all these stories.
It's amazing. So you have really tried to find the local expression of wine, right? You're producing a Chianti. You're producing it in Campania. Here we have in front of us a Super Tuscan.
Yeah.
These are really local expressions. Not, often I find, and nothing against whatever works in the kosher world works, but often I find that people are trying to create the cabs, and they're trying to create the more kind of things that
people are used to from Israel.
That people are used to from Israel or from other places.
Right. So I try to steer clear of that, but from my Chianti sometimes the Jewish consumer finds too light in body or a little bit too acidic.
Right.
Which the Italians love, but for Jewish palate sometimes it's a little bit too much. So what I'll do is I'll blend in about 10-15% Merlot, which is legal under the Chianti rules. You have to put 75% Sangiovese, which is the main grape, and then you can put what you want. So with a little bit of Chianti, which will round it up, give a little bit more body, a bit more color, and will round off the edges. And I see that people enjoy that. For example, I started doing Vermentino. So Vermentino is a really typical white grape from the coast of Tuscany. It's super fashionable amongst the non-Jews. Nobody had made kosher Vermentino when I started. Now, Baruch Hashem, I see people liked it. So you have, every year I see one other guy made some random place, and I'm excited always to try them, see what other people are doing. So, I try and work on that. So my winery is really, we're talking about Livorno, so I'm actually quite close to the coast. We're 40 minutes from the coast. So that's where the real center for the Super Tuscan is. That's where most of the most expensive wines in Tuscany, non-kosher, are located is along the coast.
And your vineyards are very close to there.
That's where I go and source my grapes. So a lot of my wine, if you look, it'll say either Toscano Rosso or Costa Toscana, because the Tuscan coast is where I get my grapes. Whereas the other famous part of Tuscany is the Chianti Classico, which is really, really inland.
Right.
So over there I get bigger, heavier wines, and the whites you get the Vermentino grapes, which you basically only find along the coast. And I try and showcase more of that part of Tuscany,
And similar to France and Spain, things are very controlled in Italy, right? 100%. You can't call your Chianti a Chianti unless you follow the rules of Chianti.
Exactly.
You can't do it in Campania unless you follow those rules.
Exactly. So Super Tuscan is very broad. So there you can kind of do whatever you want.
Right.
And on the coast, they steered clear of a lot of these appellations to be able to do what they wanted. And that's how these big wines started to appear.
Right.
They used to be labeled as table wines.
Right.
To be clear of all the regulations.
Right. If you just say Vin de Table or a table wine, you can do whatever you want.
Exactly. So now I try not to write table wine on my wine, because then people are like, table wine?
Right.
Really? So you try and play around with that. But yeah, super controlled. If you can irrigate, not irrigate also.
Right.
Thing. So most of these better wines, they're not irrigated.
Right.
Yeah.
So look, I see here Toscano Rosso IGT. What does that mean?
So that's the most generic appellation for Tuscan red wine. It just means red wine from Tuscany. For that price, you can get a $200 bottle or a $5 bottle. Literally, it's just plain Tuscan red.
Right.
So by doing that, there's really no rules. You can do what you want. And that allows me then doing the Super Tuscan, where I'm going to source my grapes from different vineyards around the coast. I'm going to age them a year and a half. I can use the blend I want. I can play around. I don't have so much regulation.
Right.
And the only thing that I have to do is I have to get the grapes from Tuscany. That's what it is.
Super Tuscans have become really popular, but they're really they're all over the place, right? Nobody there's some Super Tuscans I've had that are unbelievable, and some that are not as. And is that because it's not as
because it's not
controlled?
regulated?
It's not regulated.
It's not regulated. So people nowadays are playing around with it a lot. And actually, the state is cracking down that you're not allowed to write on your bottle Super Tuscany anymore. So up until these vintages, I got away with it, but soon I'm gonna have to find.
Or follow the control.
No, there's no. There's
Oh, there's no
they didn't make a
control.
rule book.
So they don't want Super Tuscans anymore.
You can make them, you just can't call it that.
So who can call a Super Tuscan? Because they're very popular.
Yes, so you can't call them anymore.
That's it. They're not allowing it.
No, you can say I can tell my customer this is a Super Tuscan, but you can't write it on the bottle. People write Spider Tuscan, or I don't know what I'll do.
Right.
But I'll have to come up with something.
That's amazing because I always wonder that because it seems like the Wild West.
That's why the state is cracking down. When
Right.
people are doing wines for $5, writing Super Tuscan, like, Super Tuscan.
Exactly.
You know? Chianti, you can't. Chianti is
Right.
super regulated. The whole thing is crazy. So you know what? When you buy Chianti, you're getting Chianti.
Besides for Chianti, is there another regulation in
So you
Italy?
have in Italy, you've got hundreds. In Tuscany, you have Chianti Classico, and all of this Chianti Classico world.
Right.
And then along the coast, now they made appellations called Bolgheri.
Right.
So Bolgheri is a special appellation of super high-end wines. It's a very small town, and you need to have the winery within the confines of that town. So even if I get grapes there, and I make it in my winery, I can't call it Bolgheri.
So that would be a tremendous effort to be able to get a
So I have to
Bulgari.
kosher a winery there. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
And then I made a white wine in the past called Vernaccia di San Gimignano, which is a special grade that comes from a special village within Tuscany. It was the oldest appellation in Italy from the 60s or something. But the first controlled appellation they created in Italy was that one, Vernaccia di San Gimignano. So I went to that town, I got the grapes there, organic vineyards, I aged and barreled, did the whole process properly. But because it's my village, it's not San Gimignano, I had to call it white wine from Tuscany.
Wow.
And I couldn't put the special appellation on it. And actually my importer in Israel wrote on his website the whole name. He got emails from a lawyer from the appellation of this freaking village.
Wow.
Doing a cease and desist. If you don't take it out, we're gonna sue you. Which is, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
somehow they found online this guy in Israel. But,
Well, they're obviously looking for it.
yeah, they're trying to keep to control it so that it
Right.
doesn't become the Wild West.
Right.
So it's pros and cons. You know, it's
I have noticed that from all your wines, the only one that does have a control sticker on it is the
it's a
Chianti.
exactly, because I try and steer clear, so I'm more free to do what I want.
Right.
It gives me more, but it doesn't mean that the wines don't taste genuine.
Right.
It's just that the government has less say in what I do.
I've heard, like, let's say, from French winemakers, a big mix. Some say they like the creativity, and some say they like that control. Like, they know that if you're going to have a Saint-Emilion Grand Cru, and if it's going to hit the Grand Cru, that everyone knows it's at that standard.
Yeah.
Well, how do you feel? Because it sounds like you like the creative license.
So some appellations. You know, Moscato is also a control thing. Moscato is one of the cheapest wine from Italy.
Right.
So in Italy, they made these super rigid rules, but that didn't help the producer make the wine more expensive. So if you're doing Saint-Emilion Grand Cru, and you're selling your wines $50, $100, whatever it might cost, right? So then that appellation is a protection for you and for the customer, who's going to spend X amount of money and get what he's paying for. So
Right.
it's control. But the producer also knows that when he's got that sticker on his bottle, he's safe and he can sell the wine at a high price, and it protects him. In my case, Chianti is one of the most affordable wines in Tuscany. It's not an expensive wine. So it doesn't help me sell my wine more expensive. So
Right.
I'm getting super control for a wine that anyways is one of my most affordable wines. So I think depending on which area you are, you're gonna like it more or less. If you're in Barolo and you're doing wines that are aged for 3-4 years and you're able to get decent money for it because people recognize that, so then it's a plus. And
Right.
you don't want people to play around with it. Because you said, look, I've aged this wine for 3 years, I want to be retributed accordingly.
Right.
So I think it really depends on where the winemakers are. So along the coast, I like to be more free because anyways, whatever appellation I have around me doesn't really
Right.
shore up the price. That I think is the strength of the French versus the strength of the Italians.
No, I could see that, and that's very interesting to me because a lot of the French winemakers would say that that is the strength of the French,
Yeah.
and that for you, you find it that actually it inhibits you
Yeah.
from making a better wine.
and from getting paid for your work.
Right.
because you can make a Chianti and work on it for 3 years, but you're still gonna only get the pressure of Chianti.
I'd love
It's,
to taste the
try
bottle
this?
with you. I
Yeah.
want to hear, your take on this bottle. And this is interesting that we decided we have all of your wines here tonight, everything
Yeah.
that you have on the market, and we're going to try all the bottles. But you and I decided that for this conversation that we would try the Super Tuscan.
So this is actually 2021 vintage, which is aging nicely. I had it, when was it, a few weeks ago?
It's a few years old now.
Yeah, it's a blend of mostly Cabernet, the big chunks are Cabernet Franc, Cabernet Sauvignon, and then some Syrah, and then a little bit of Merlot. It's aged in barrel for 1.5 years. So what I do is I work with different vineyards around the coast, and when I like the vineyard, I like the grower. I
think we'll use these.
Yeah. I'm gonna buy the grapes and I'm gonna ferment each of them separately and age them separate. And then after about 1 year in barrel, I'm gonna go through and try every barrel and start the blending process. So not every year the blend is the same. So by blending different varietals, different vineyards, you're able to keep some kind of stability year after year.
Right.
Because I work with small growers and small vineyards. I kind of like the stemless.
So, just looking here, we have, so it's 45% Cabernet, 27% Cabernet Franc, 23% Syrah, and 5% Merlot. This is your blend this year.
2021, yeah.
2021.
Exactly. So I find that Cabernet Franc from the coast is actually one of the most interesting grapes there. Year after year, it comes out very special. It smells a little bit dusty.
Yeah, a little bit, right?
Yeah, I don't know if I was wondering if it was the Cabernet Franc, but I think it is the wine. It's a bit dusty. Has that? So what I like about this wine is that it's more of a European style. It's a bit more of that elegant, terroir-driven kind of flavor. You're gonna have a little bit more of a dust, a bit more earth.
Yeah, tell us about the terroir.
So over there by the coast, it's actually very rocky. The beaches there are not sand; it's all stone, like cliffs. So it's very rocky. So you get a lot of the wines that I make from that region have this minerality, almost like a saltiness in the background. It's very arid, and you're about 15, 20 miles from the beach at most. So you get a lot of that salty winds. It's very, very hot area.
Wow. Yeah.
The wine's still young.
It's young.
Tannins are still
Very tight.
very tight.
Very tight.
It has the dark fruit, and it has in the back a little bit of that oak, which is present. And with time, those things will come together a little bit better when you air out the wine.
Thinking that maybe we should open these up now for later.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it's very tight.
Now it's very tight. But you know what's funny is, I'll try a bottle in New York, and I'll try a bottle back home, and I see that wine is alive. It's
it's a living organism.
It is not Mevouchot. It's slightly filtered only.
Absolutely.
And it just evolves, just living.
It's amazing. What I think is also incredible about that it really is alive. Because this flew in here, so I think that there's probably on the plane something. It tightened up. I also tighten up on the plane.
Something like that.
I tighten up on the plane. The wine also tightens up on the plane. Okay, it's opening up a bit.
It's opening. So, I think for me, the way I would describe this, when I speak to people who are, I don't want to go in crazy
Why not?
snobbish details, because I find that it takes away sometimes from the enjoyment for people who just want to just discover.
Yeah.
Is that it's kind of like halfway between a French wine and an Israeli wine or a
Yes.
California wine. But you have that delicate elegance of a French wine with the terroir,
Right, with the mineral.
the minerals, the
Yeah.
earth, all of that. But you feel that there's the fruit, that there's the body, that there's the oak there. So somebody who's used to drinking more California or Israel and wants to discover something new, I find that Tuscany oftentimes is a nice inroad into the world of Europe. If you go straight to Burgundy or to Bordeaux, sometimes it's a little bit of a shock.
Right. The vines seem, from what I understand, they're more sun-baked, right?
Yeah, it's very hot.
So you're getting
You get
it's
more fruit.
Yeah, you're getting a lot more fruit.
Exactly.
I mean, it's light but intensely fruity.
Yeah. Yeah, I do think it's the cup.
Oh, yeah?
If you smell this, it doesn't smell as dusty.
Yeah, maybe.
See?
Okay,
No.
it's good that we figured it out now.
No, it's interesting. No, this smell of dust sometimes I get it from the wines, and I get it from cups. It depends where.
It could be that it's a little dusty here also in the room. I think this room was recently renovated, and I'm sure that could affect it. Okay.
It's a beautiful little setup you got here.
Yeah. That's the idea. Like people can come and they could enjoy the wine. I mean, the idea is that you're going to be able to walk the room and kind of have these kind of little conversations with people, and they're all people who are very into wine.
Okay.
And so it gives you the opportunity, I think,
engage.
to engage and also for them to explore, right? So they're having really nice things that are going to pair well. Like, at least that's my vision for these types of events.
I think it helps by having a good atmosphere and have time to go through it. It helps a lot to enjoy the wines more.
I usually have like some kind of live music as well. Just it kind of creates an ambiance.
Absolutely.
You know,
There's memories around the wine. It helps a lot.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's beautiful. I think people are starting to come in.
You're flying to New York tomorrow as well?
Yes. I'm very excited. Kosher Wine Week is coming up.
It's crazy, yeah?
It's
staying the whole
become.
week?
Yeah, it's amazing that it's become Kosher Wine Week.
You're going to Salt also?
I'm hoping so. Yeah.
You're staying a few days.
Yeah. I'm going to go to KWD, to KFWE, and then hopefully.
So we're going to see each other. We're together.
Basically, we spend the week together. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense because everybody's coming in. Why not do all these other events around it? Like even doing this event, right? I mean, it just kind of makes sense.
For me, I was here, and I'm going to fly around.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to Toronto.
Yeah.
Do a little event in Toronto. I'm excited about.
It's amazing. Amazing. So I think we have to go. Let's wrap up because we have to go greet our guests as they come in.
Amazing. Rabbi, thanks a lot.
It's really an honor. We have to do it again, but I think already just to get a feel, like I feel like I'm in Tuscany when I'm speaking to you. Like I can picture, the scene and the coast and the vines. So thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for this conversation. And I wish you a lot of success. I think that it's important, and I love that you are a religious, a frum Jew that is doing this, not just kind of somebody doing a kosher program at a non-kosher winery, but that we have these, that you have to do the hard work to be able to keep a kosher winery open in Tuscany.
It's part of the excitement. It's having a fully kosher place with frum workers and frum environment. It means a lot to me.
Yeah, it means a lot to me too.
Thank you.
Thank you.